Hi guys, I've got a new mic. Look, it's amazing. And a new camera. Anyway, John's going to talk about an article about OBS and TikTok and stuff. It's pretty bad actually, so have a listen on today's not so critical update.
Beautifully said and beautifully seen from our very own Peter. So this throws me back to a certain social media network or social media website that stole an open source social media project. No need to name names.
Truth Social.
But it was Trump social media.
Sorry, you were waiting for us to fill in there.
So TikTok, Chinese owned, stole OBS code to make their new Go Live platform, or I guess not make, but copy. And a lot of comments here, people aren't really understanding how open source works. Basically being like, it's open source, that's what the O in OBS stands for, is it's free, anyone can copy and anyone can use it, and that's wrong. And it's very important to cover this because there is such a thing as licensing in this world, and when you release open source software for anyone to use and see the code, the source code, you usually add a certain type of license. And I believe that
Sorry.
What was funny about that?
Nothing. I was just thinking about my own personal license situation, but carry on.
Okay.
You said you usually pick a certain type of license, and
So Peter, or you just make your own out of whole cloth.
Yeah, let's just. Sorry, John. This is serious. Carry on.
Yeah. Well, the point here is that it's one, people are misunderstanding open source and licensing. And two, this is extremely important because you can't just steal software, right? Like you cannot just copy someone's code without reading the license and what it entails to use that code and go make it your own and sell it and make money off of it. That's not how this world works. Now, if the license file in...
If nothing else, that's usually the bright red line, is that you can't use it for commercial use.
Not even. You can totally use it for commercial use, but like, don't make it yours. It's not yours. You didn't write this. You didn't create it. You didn't fix the thousands of bugs. This is not yours. This is theirs.
Okay. To be fair, there is.
You can't even help yourself.
No, it's automatic.
Sorry, there are licenses which are completely open. So there's like the MIT license, which but this wasn't one of them. So that's just
no. This was the GPLv2. I think, I don't remember. Okay. I have to open it up again. But
so how is this different, John, from what like Streamlabs OBS did?
So Streamlabs OBS is also kind of a bit in trouble because I believe it's one, they use the OBS name. I think that's part of it. And two, they are profiting. I don't remember exactly the details, but I do think that they have their licensing in order. That is the big difference.
They do now. They didn't have it initially.
Yeah, they didn't.
But when they got
and it's not
out,
it's not like these project owners, like the OBS creators, aren't being fair, right? They're basically saying, well, we're glad you're using it, but like use it the way we intended you to.
And part of
John, would you mind if I just did it?
Go ahead, Peter.
Sorry, would you guys mind if I did a tiny bit of exposition here?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought I'd ask permission this time because I get in trouble. So for people who aren't familiar, hi Dad, there is a type of open source license called the GNU General Public License, or GNU Public License, and one of the requirements is you can use the software for whatever you like, but if you modify it, you have to contribute your modifications back to the project that created the source in the first place. You don't create ownership of it, and it allows commercial use, but it basically keeps ownership in the hands of the creator and lets any improvements come back to the creator as well. And what happened in this case is that this company didn't, the massive TikTok, have no reason to steal someone else's stuff. Well, they did, and they didn't give any of their improvements back, and it just sucks. It's kind of unfair.
Very unfair. Thanks for explaining that, licensing guru Peter. At it again. Next week, we'll be talking about the MIT license and what that entails.
It'll be very interesting.
It's kind of an interesting topic, which I've actually been interested in for quite a long time. On the way back to your machine, you'll be able to find a part of my website. I'm sorry, man. Oh, fuck you. Just do this. It's fine. I'll quit if you like, Mike. That's it. I'll just walk out the door.
I'm doing my own show. It's the Not So Critical Peter show.
Yeah.
We talk about me not being so critical all the time.
The totally critical show.
Peter, give me the address. The slightly more critical update. Peter, tell me the address of the thing you're about to talk about.
pgl.yoyo.org/LQR.
But you said we have to go on the Wayback Machine.
Yeah, it's not there anymore. It's called the License Quick Ref, and what it did was a quick reference, and it had a matrix of all the different licenses. So there's like GPL and the APL and the Mozilla Public License and the whatever. There's open source, and then down the other side there was the different attributes, like requires attribution, is freely available for commercial use, have to whatever. So I made this little chart, and you could tick the things that you're interested in, and then it would show you which license applied to the what you were trying to do. So this was in like 1998 or something. I made that. It was donkeys years ago. I know. I am.
Kidding.
But thank you. You know, we can edit that out. Yeah.
But that wasn't there was another bit to it.
What? Oh yeah, so my current license?
Oh yeah, your current license. That's the one I thought we were talking about. Where's that?
No, I was trying to.
Wait, you have your own license?
Yeah, you missed that on Discord, did you?
Okay. Yeah, well, you guys talk so much. Wake up and it's like 3 years has passed in text form.
The McRae General Public License.
Oh,
right. So this is something that has. I feel a bit bad.
Should we not have this up?
You can put it up. It's fine. It's public. So when I created my block list and my site, I added a license for it, and it's a piss take of the GPL.
Yeah. See,
and it's all there's a guy, Neil McRae, who we used to work with. He's Scottish, and he used to just say arse a lot. And me and some friends use that. We just go arse to each other all the time. And he goes, you're gone. Like he was very loud. Great guy, and he's very important now. So I hope he never sees this. Like he's really important. So anyway, I made this license, and it just basically says if you want to use it for commercial use, then you have to print out the source code and stuff it up your ass.
Yeah, I see.
But
which we love. We're definitely not mocking him. Like, this is amazing. We love it.
No. It's mocking me or mocking Neil.
Neil.
I haven't spoken to Neil McRae for a long time. We
have no problem.
This is amazing. This is amazing.
Thank you, John. I'm glad you like it. But you missed it on Discord. Anyway,
yeah.
This has caused issues, right? Because when people do want to use, by the way, this is copied verbatim, I think, into the uBlock origin. So.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, because it is technically that's the license, and it's a joke license, clearly. Right, I don't actually expect anybody to stick anything up their ass. I mean, just think of the ecological damage, all that printing. Anyway, but I occasionally get people get in touch with me and say, hey, can I use your block list? Do I really have to
do this?
Do this? Is this really your license?
Do I have to record myself? Like, how does
would that put them in compliance?
Yes, it would. Lawfully, I would.
So I could make money if I did that off of your list.
Yeah. If you were to do that, you could print it out really, really small, I suppose.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but like, I had a conversation with Brave, who wanted to use my block list in their software, and they were like,
"Oh, cool.
Well, yeah. Do we have to stick this up our asses?" It's all right. And it has to be. Because it's technically not an open source license, it doesn't meet the definitions of an open source license. It's been stripped out of Debian distributions. So someone's got in touch with me lately to say, hey, would you please dual license it? This happens quite frequently, but regularly.
And you're like, no.
I'm like, no, No, absolutely
No,
not. I do not care.
no.
This it amuses me, and I find it funny. I have no apologies at all.
Oh, Peter, this is what makes the internet. You have to understand that these are the little things that make the internet so beautiful.
Yeah. And for people who don't know, Peter Lowe's server ad blocking track list, very popular list, used in uBlock Origin as Peter referenced, also available for Pi-hole to make a spectacular home ad blocking mini server. Get Peter's list in your Pi-hole. Okay, so the Streamlabs OBS article was more of about naming rights. That was more of a like copyright infringement almost. OBS was irritated, I guess, that Streamlabs OBS kind of copied their name. They had originally asked for it, and they said don't do it, but they did anyway.
I mean, the thing is that there's no excuse for TikTok. They're a massive organization. They could clearly afford to do this. They could re-implement it themselves. They were being lazy. They broke the law, and there's little recourse for the people, OBS, who wrote it in the first place.
That's actually a really good distinction, Peter, is that Streamlabs, when they started and they made Streamlabs OBS, this was a tiny, tiny startup, I think out of Israel. And it was just a few people. Obviously, like, you're shitty. You shouldn't have done that. But you cannot compare the giant that TikTok has become, and they have no excuse. You don't have an excuse. You could have written something arguably better than OBS. It can't be that good that you can't make something of your own that is of equal performance is equal, but yet you still chose to go the cheap route, just like Trump, and you stole code.
I think the difference is because it is very similar to Truth Social stealing the Mastodon code. And I know that they maybe came in compliance, but if they actually have a launch date, who even knows what it is? I think there is a difference, though. I think TikTok probably was motivated by greed to steal the OBS code. I think Truth Social probably was just raw incompetence.
Idiots.
It was just laziness, I think.
Yeah. So, but I
Trump
will just
said
say
anyone can make a social media. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Anyone can steal one, right?
Yeah,
but we use we're recording on OBS right now. I love OBS. I've used it for years. We streamed on it on Saturday. We record the show every week on it. Love OBS. If you're a streamer, if you're a YouTuber, highly recommend it. Use OBS. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that. I mean, you're almost certainly using OBS.
Are there any actual alternatives to open broadcasting?
Well, there's some of the online stuff.
Yeah, there's some.
We've been looking at Streamlabs OBS is an alternative. vMix is a similar tool for live streaming, but that's a commercial tool.
Okay.
And then some of the cloud stuff, Streamlabs Melon, StreamYard, some of that kind of stuff. So there are alternatives.
Okay.
But OBS is the best.
Thanks.
But you can go and support OBS by donating to them. They are open source, and maybe we'll link it in the description of this video.
I think that's the only silver lining to this story is that because TikTok are unlikely to give a shit. They're so big that they're just gonna whatever. But it has kind of brought some attention to OBS, and they're probably gonna get some donations for it. So
yeah,
cool, good tool.
Hey.
All right, good show. Thanks, guys.